They also said that you should need a properly grounded outlet with 15-20 amps
for 30 minutes
in good condition. Obviously, if you're going to invest in this vehicle, you probably have a sole outlet.
Okay, I'll see you.
Exactly.
House rewired.
Get your house rewired. Make sure you have the proper charging port for when you get there. As Jason was starting to rattle off out there, the SAE standard J1772 have actually gone to a, they said industry standard, so you get your proper charging ports all throughout, and every automotive dealership, new automotive dealership, should have one on the wall for you to charge if you were running low and you needed to stop and get a charge. You can do it at a new car dealership. I believe that's it. Any questions?
I got one. So if I'm low, can I pull up here and charge my car free of charge?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to. They said that they will. I mean,
there's nothing there. I mean,
there's nothing saying that they don't want to be a jerk about it.
And you can do it overnight, and they're not saying anything about it.
Now there are places that
They
charge
will.
for it though,
They
like
will.
coffee shops and stuff like that.
They can pull a spot and take it.
They have one will that fit into that?
Yeah, this is the exact same.
They have one at the Bolivar.
Is there such thing as anything faster than 240?
No, it's the 110 because of where it's plugged into. That's the 240, but it's the same head. That's what I was saying. The J1772, it's all the same head, so that it'll fit every make and model. Any other questions? Perfect.
Nick, what do you have?
Difference on the plug-in, obviously you have the plug-in. They say, as Ford puts it, it's a hybrid plus. This is the same thing as the hybrid, the Fusion hybrid. It's got a bigger battery. Instead of having the 1.3 kilowatt battery, it's got a 7.6 kilowatt battery. The advantage of having that larger battery and plugging it in is that you can go up to 21 miles on straight electric mode. There's a little EV button in there you can push, and you can go straight on electric for 21 miles. So the real neat thing with that, a lot of you guys live here in town or close to town, you can drive to work every day, plug your car in over here, drive home, plug it in when you get home, and never use gas. Theoretically, you could never use gas, but if you wanted to go on a longer trip, the gas motor would actually come on, and that so you could actually take it on a vacation, which is different than a pure plug-in vehicle. Now the powertrain on this, you have a 2-liter Atkinson cycle engine. It's a 4-cylinder. Now, I've always wondered what an Atkinson cycle engine is. You always hear that on a hybrid. Basically, the Atkinson engine has been around since about 1887 is when it was invented. The difference on an Atkinson, it works the same way. You have an intake and an outtake. Try not to get too technical. The camshaft, you can have all of your combustion cycles in one rotation of the camshaft. Now, the advantage of the Atkinson engine is that it gives you better fuel mileage. The only problem with an Atkinson engine is it doesn't have a lot of offline torque to get you going. It has less power. So that's why it's so perfect for a hybrid. When you're sitting at the standstill and you go to take off, your electric motor is going to get you going, and then when you get going, your gas engine picks on. So it negates the lack of power by working in conjunction with the electric traction motor. Electric traction motor is an 88 kilowatt motor, and that's what's going to drive the car when you're in pure electric mode. The vehicle's system controller actually will work to decide what needs to be used depending on your driving conditions, temperature. So it's going to go automatic between gas and electric unless you hit the EV button and put it in manually into all electric mode. If I lived here in town, that's what I would do, is just keep it in all electric mode. This also has a CVT for your transmission. Now, I've got a CVT transmission in my car. If anybody's ever driven the Ford 500 or the old Freestyle, most of those had a CVT transmission in it. That's why you'll notice when you drive one of these, you don't feel the car shifting. There are no gears like in a regular transmission. The regular Fusion has a 6-speed transmission. You feel it shifting. On the CVT, it just variably adjusts the transmission so that you don't feel any shifting points. The benefit of the CVT transmission is, again, better fuel mileage. That's basically the powertrain. Everybody else will cover on the other parts of the task.
Camera, quick lane.
Well done.
First start the car, it will start in electric mode. The only way it won't start in electric mode is if the car is extremely cold or extremely hot. Or, you know, if the windshield needs to be defrosted and so on and so forth. Otherwise, it'll start in electric. When starting in electric, there will be a green ready sign on the dash. You put it in reverse and then take off from there. You can put it in the mode for EV now. Say, for instance, I live 5 miles away. I would probably drive in electric mode all the time. There is also EV later. What that's designed for, say if you had to go to Kansas City and you knew later on in the day you wanted to save the electric for later, you could use an EV later. Also, when driving, it has regenerative braking. As you slow down the car, it will show you how much, in hybrid mode, it will show you how much energy is restored. A lot of times, the longer you brake, the more energy is restored. Sometimes it'll say completely 100% restored. When you're discussing with your customers, sometimes the car will start with the engine. That is normal. Again, if it's cold or hot, it will start, and it will go into electric mode. Now, it will stay in electric mode until you absolutely stop on the accelerator, then the engine will turn on. One thing with these cars I've noticed when I drove it yesterday is it unlike a regular hybrid, this vehicle stays in electric mode for a very long time. The other ones are you have to kind of pedal the gas. This one you not. Just kind of take off briskly, stay in automatic EV mode. Again, like Jason said, it is good for about 21 miles until the engine kicks over. Any questions?
Not a certain cutoff on the speed when it's strictly on.
47. After 47 miles an hour, it will kick over to the engine. Questions? And the EV mode button, I'm sorry, the EV mode button is on the console. It's right there, right here. The gas can's right on the side of the selector shift. That is you can toggle between, like you said, EV auto, EV now, and EV later.
How does it control air conditioning?
How does it control the air conditioning? If the vehicle senses it needs AC, the engine will kick on. It will drain the EV mode if you have to use the air conditioning. Great question. It will give you a little bit less mileage.
Anybody else got any questions? Good job.
Just like on any other Ford product, one's going to be a vehicle conditioning trim and stuff like that. The other one's going to show your EV mode, what stored up energy you have, as well as your charged energy, how much you've got there. The hybrid mode, the plug-in power mode, different than say like an Explorer or a regular Fusion. This one's going to have the little leaves. So the more leaves you build up, the better driving you're doing to get better fuel economy. That's about it. That EV mode button, right side of the console, just like everybody else had said. Any questions?
Kyle?
You know, the great thing about this car with the EV mode that you've got over there is you're going to be, the reason you bought this car is because you're looking to get great gas mileage, and basically you're going to have to be retrained on how to drive the car, because this is not like a normal car, and the way you drive the car is really going to affect the fuel mileage that you get with this thing. The little EV button has the EV now, the EV later, and the EV automatic. And each time you hit that, it's going to change your gauges, and it's going to have different things on each one of the gauges. And because it's very important. If you're on the EV now, you know that when you turn the radio on, you turn the air conditioner on, you have things, it's going to drain that battery a lot faster. So you have to, it's going to tell you how far you can go, how much left is on the battery, and also when you, in the other modes, it's going to tell you how far you can go with the gas that you've got and everything else, and it's going to give you the instant fuel mileage. Everything all put together, you're going to learn how this car is going to get you the best fuel mileage and the best performance in every way, simply by using those separate gauges, to make it more efficient.
Good job, Greg. All right, I had Signature Technologies. Basically, there's going to be two different components to that. Sync with my Ford Touch, and then also there's a mobile app for that. The syncs, they're all going to come standard with the 8-inch LCD. It comes with 2 additional screens other than the ones we're used to with Sync. One is a charge screen, which is going to show you basically what you would imagine it would. And then the other one is a power flow screen, so it'll show you what engine you're using, where the power's coming from, so on and so forth. With the mobile app, and I haven't heard much about this, but the mobile app is actually going to anything from where your car's at. You can control your remote start, your unlock features like the Chevy. You've seen that commercial for the Chevy. You can also find fueling stations, find the best prices for the electric and all that sort of stuff. So.
Is there a cost on that mobile app per month? $9.80.
Is it?
For every single car. You can get on any car. $9. That's cool, but
That's a month?
It's a monthly fee, plus you gotta buy. It's kind of like Sirius, but you can do the remote start, you can check in if you want.
Start.
That customer has. Yes,
Okay, on the exterior on this car, the grill has the hexagonal inset grill, which gives it a very distinct look. If you're watching NASCAR, you've probably seen that they use the same grill on the Fords on that. It's got the narrow halogen headlamps that give it a very sporty look. The lines goes clear on back to the LED tail light. We've got the panel here, helps keep the car from getting chips, road chips. They also kind of narrowed up the roof line, so it gives it that modern, athletic look. Then the smaller windows here and here helps give it the interior that light that people like on a sporty car. And then the tail lights, they've got those lowered down, and of course it's got the blinkers in there, and then whatever packages you purchase on there can help with the appearance. Thank you very much.
warranty. 3 years. Yeah, mine's easy. I'm really easy. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Same bumper to bumper. 5 years, 60 on a powertrain. 8-year, 100,000 miles on the hybrid energy components. That's battery as well. Yes, thank you, Jacob. Yes. Is that part of the hybrid? Can you get that on a non-hybrid? Yes. Anything that has to do with the hybrid technology. 8 years, 100,000 miles. If you live in California, you get an extra 50,000 miles because you're a hippie. So you get 150,000 miles if you live in California. Yep. So you can move to California, get a better warranty if you want to. The oil changes. You also go 2 years, 20,000 miles is the recommended, is what they say. You're going to have an online light though. It will tell you when you actually need to do your oil change. It is important. So for all the females out there, you're going to want to make sure that you do it when it comes on. You only have 500 miles past that, or 1 month, just so you know. 2 years, 20,000 miles is what they say that it's going to do. However, you have an online oil life on your actual dash. So it'll tell you when you do it. It is important, rather than a regular car, not to do it wait 3, 4, 5,000 miles like my wife does to say I forgot. You need to make sure you do it.
What happens after 500?
The car blows up.
The reason I haven't done.
You say
Did you hear what I said, Issa?
The car.
On the drill, yeah.
Is Steve Quarter.
Quarter for your water. Quarter, come on down.
Thank you.
Got the 14-gallon capacity tank. Back there is no flat tire, no spare tire, so you have the tire mobility kit. It's just an inflator that seals it up until you get to the next town. Don't drive very fast on that thing. It can be flat towed up to 65 miles an hour in neutral with emergency brake off. It's also front towed on a dollar.
What's the reservoir for the extra fuel? Can I get a full-size spare tire? Because I don't like those little...
Shut up.
Customer buys 4 vehicles at a time and spends
Flexco doesn't need it. He's fine.
$200,000 after we cancel their phones, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Next is Secure Lock. Make sure this is basically an anti-theft system that is integrated into the car. So that way everybody knows all these new cars use a PATS key. What does PATS stand for? Write this down. It's going to be on the test. PATS stands for Passive Anti-Theft System. Every key is coded to the vehicle. That way only specific keys can start specific cars. Make sure that
Does the tire pressure monitoring system, does it actually monitor the spare tire as well?
no.
It does not?
There's no spare tire in this.
I gotcha.
I gotcha.
Does it tell you what tire pressure is in your tires?
It does not.
Does it tell you what tire is low?
It does not.
Why not?
Because Ford's not that cool yet.
Because Chrysler does that.
All right. Good job. Mr.
My key, which is standard on the Fusion Energi. You can set max speeds for it between 45, 55, and 65. You can make it for if your teen driver's driving, if they don't have their seatbelt plugged in, the radio will not work. You can put a top max volume control, so they can't have audio too loud, blow their eardrums out. Set max speed, like I said. So I have the personal safety system. Put your sensors in the bumpers of the vehicle. Actually, if you get into an accident, when the airbags deploy, they'll actually, depend if you're in a severe accident, they'll go more power when you will need it. Unless if you're a fender bender and they do go off still, it'll be less. Any questions? No? Thank you.
Are there vents in the airbags?
What? Yes. Thank you.
How fast does it come out?
Depending on this, and all the sensors the car impact, once it determines whether the airbags come out fully, half, or not at all. It's just that simple. It's all about the personal safety system. Now, do you have any questions about that part? I want to make sure if somebody asks you that, that you prepare the answer.
Do we have to call her Betty?
No, you call her Amy.
Lucy.
She's Betty because why? You know, I call her Josh. Because the middle name was Duck when I first came out. Betty D. We'll go there any further. Who's next? Here you go.
Tag team.
Ours is advanced track and fuel economy. Of course, advanced track is just another component that works in conjunction with the ABS and traction control to help better steer the vehicle in wet or slippery maneuvering situations. Advanced track is on all of the Ford product. It's something that we've talked about lots of times. But what its main purpose is to help the driver control the vehicle when cornering or emergency turns or in ice or wet driving conditions.
Keeping all 4 tires on the ground firmly the whole time. Just kind of, it'll take into account the power in your brakes that it needs to keep in with the vehicle to make sure you're firmly on the ground at all times. You're also going to be talking about this vehicle on the fuel economy, big thing. You're going to have MPGE, which stands for miles per gallon equivalent, which will be in your EV mode whenever you're driving the car on electric. Combined, you're going to get all the way up to 100, which is phenomenal. You're also going to have just your regular miles per gallon on this vehicle when you are going into gas mode, which are going to get combined up to about 43. So definitely this vehicle is very fuel efficient, which is fantastic. Any questions? Wonderful.
Does anybody have any questions about any of these been said?
What is the buyer for this car? The components, if you're talking with the customer, director,
what do you think would be?
I'm just trying to get some ideas. Someone, of course, that's eco-conscious or eco-friendly.
City East is one.
No, for this particular guy, I wouldn't think so, because she drives back and forth to Kansas City.
She already said she is.
I drive a Prius.
I understand, but that is a hybrid
versus
this is electric.
But she also lives downtown, and 90% of what she does for entertainment would be awesome for her electric mode when she wants to go from her house to an establishment to have drinks with her friends or take her kids to a friend's house. She could use it.
If she was saying
she was
asking those two cars, she would be better off with a hybrid.
All right. We'll call it quits here. I need the questions from each one of you. You have to all get for the test on Monday.